This is my presentation 1 on the Common Core standards. Common Core standards started in 2010 and they go through K through 12. And the standards are an outline for teachers and students to know what they need to know by the end of each school grade in English language arts and math. The standards are research and evidence-based, clear and consistent, aligned with college and career readiness, based on rigorous content with higher order thinking skills, and built upon strengths and lessons of current state standards. The Common Core standards also align with Georgia Milestones testing that begins in the 3rd grade. And the standards tend to overlap. So as you look through any of the math, well, mainly the reading standards, you can see that each one overlaps as the grades go up. One myth is that English teachers will be asked to teach science and social studies reading materials. But the fact is that English teachers will still teach their students literature as well as nonfiction text. It's very important that through each standard, you have ELA standards woven through. The 5 topics for English language arts standards are reading, writing, speaking and listening, language, media, and technology. And then here are the math: counting, operations and algebraic thinking, number and operations in base 10, measurement and data, geometry, numbers and operations in fractions, ratios, the number systems, expressions and equations, statistics and probability, and functions. One myth is that the standards do not prepare students to learn algebra in the 8th grade. But the fact is, standards do accommodate and prepare students for algebra in 8th grade for students who master the K through 7 material. Common Core standards are a developmentally appropriate practice. It's research-based, teaching young children from infancy through 3rd grade. The practice requires meeting children where they are, which means teachers must get to know the student. The standard, just because the standard is written the way it is, it's not specific. No specific standard can determine the ability, the need, or the learning rate of each student. So with my students, the standard for math for example, for quarter 2, maybe that students have to know how to add and subtract within 20. Well, there's about 5 students who cannot add or subtract together within 20. So you have to kind of look at your standard and look at your students and maybe reel it back a little bit for them at the beginning until they can master that standard. The Common Core standard teaches teaching practices should be appropriate to age and attuned to them as unique individuals, ensuring goals and experiences are suited to their learning and challenging enough to promote progress and interest. Emphasis in the standards. We have communication, collaboration, research, higher order thinking, literacy across disciplines, which again is very important, and technology. Communication is the heart of the Common Core standards, and the collaboration builds nicely where students are able to work together and share their thinking. Research is now unlimited thanks to technology. Chromebooks are in the hands of students pretty much throughout any small group I do, and they're able to research or work on PowerPoints, do lessons through Google Classroom. Students are no longer dependent on the teacher, but they can navigate their own learning. So technology has really brought a lot to the table. With higher order thinking, we provide rigorous and relevant content, so the standards make sure that students are being challenged. And then literacy across disciplines is extremely important because it is crucial that students have access to many different reading materials. You don't want students to just read fiction stories. They have to know how to navigate through nonfiction text, and science and social studies is key to bringing in that nonfiction text. And technology is woven through curriculum, and new tools come out every day. Technology is a great piece throughout my day. I use I use Extra Math for fact fluency in the morning through technology. I use Zern, which correlates with our Math Eureka program. So they work on that during math. And then during reading, we use Raz Kids, which they're reading books on their level and answering questions. And then for my higher learners, usually like my gifted kids and the students who are reading on or above grade level, they work on ReadWorks. So they're mainly reading nonfiction text, answering questions about their text, and a lot of writing responses to that, which correlate well with Georgia Milestones test. The new soft skills are being able to listen, work cooperatively with others, communicate effectively, and appreciate cultural diversity. We have soft skills. They're basically called work habits, so we grade them each quarter. And it is very important for students to have these to be successful in mastering the standards. Students should participate in a variety of different types of conversations, including teacher-led, student-led, one-on-one, small group, and large group. So while you're looking at the standards, it's important not to just teach a standard teacher-led. Students have to work one-on-one with the standards. Students need practice hands-on with the standards, small group, large group. And for students to effectively work with others toward a shared goal or to produce something, students must possess these strong skills. And then the higher order thinking requires a shift in how students learn and how teachers teach. So educators are encouraged to move from direct instruction to student-led so that students may think more critically. This is this is the Bloom's taxonomy, and it kind of goes with the Common Core standards. We have at the bottom of the pyramid, remember, and then it goes from remembering to understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluate, and create. So with our standards, it's important not to just stay at the bottom of the pyramid with remembering and understanding, but moving towards letting students apply it, analyze it, and then using technology even to evaluate and create. Once we get our students in the top part of the pyramid, where the green, yellow, and red are, we're really able to see students go beyond mastering this standard. And literacy across disciplines is crucial, that students read different types of text. This way, students are prepared when they have engaging experiences with a variety of sources. Literacy is an every century skill. And technology is woven through the curriculum. It's become a staple in every classroom. Most students are one-to-one, and if not, there are many groups that, you may have 10 Chromebooks to a small group class where students can share and create material together. Google Classroom has been a huge way to bring in technology, because students are going into the classroom, students are working on material in there, and also parents can go in and see grades and how their students are doing. So Google itself has really become a key for technology. I know in my room we use Google Slides a lot, where they can create their own slides. We use Google Forms, where students can complete quizzes, and then we use the Google Classroom to push out information to students. So research has become unlimited thanks to technology, and students are no longer having to be dependent on their teacher. They can navigate their own learning. And here is the citation page.